Did you know I still cringe when I see two men kissing? I'm not sure if I would cringe the same if I saw two women kissing. Nonetheless, I get an effect that I don't get an effect from a heterosexual showing of passion. Not that I believe we should be passionate necessarily in public, but it gets me thinking actually. Jesus and homosexuality. Why isn't homosexuality referred directly to Jesus? Jesus answered many people's questions. Jesus spoke of many different topics, from marriage to politics. But one thing you won't see documented in the Bibles, and even in the Aquarian Gospel, is Jesus talking on the subject of homosexuality. And I will tell you why. It's irrelevant. Yeah. It's irrelevant. I've been conditioned since I entered this world in this stage, through dogma, to see homosexuality as something it's not. I liken it to giving the red-horned man with the tail power when it doesn't even exist. It's all in our head. And as I've said before, and as I'll say again, there is no such thing as good and bad, but there is action and consequence. If you're going to think about this reality and the one Almighty God, which is all of us collected, remember, omnipresent, you really need to think about the impartiality of God. Jesus welcomed with open arms anyone in need. And yet today, you will hear from a sect of quote-unquote Christianity that homosexuality, amongst other things, is abhorrent. Resonance. Someone likes tea, someone likes coffee. That's cool. But is the tea lover gonna ridicule the coffee lover? And vice versa? I'm sure, in fact, I know, decades ago, hundreds of years ago, the white man taught that the black man is the devil because he was different. Not because we are bad as black people, but because we were different. And dogma can fuck up your mind, in all honesty. So here I am in 2016, having to shed my dogma as I come closer to pragma. And one of the biggest things I've had to face is this question of homosexuality. Jesus was not judgmental. He came to heal the sick. He came to comfort those in need. But goddamn, he didn't care about what they were doing behind closed doors. He said, sin no more. But what is sin? I'll leave that to you to decide. But one thing I can assure you is that if you keep judging those prostitutes, those drug dealers, those homosexuals, I can assure you your God will judge you the same. Because you are not God Almighty. But I'm trying to get myself to the level of universal love. That is, I don't have to love someone because they're the same skin color. I don't have to love someone because they have the same hairstyle as me or lack of hair. I don't have to accept or love someone because they like the same things I like. The question of sex never comes into play unless we're talking about homosexuals. And I think in this day and age, as it's becoming more accepted mainstream, religious people's resolve is being tested. They're probably not even aware of it. It appears they believe they're doing Jesus something right by abhorring and ridiculing and persecuting homosexuals, right? But just close your eyes and think for a second, how would Jesus treat homosexuals or heterosexuals for that fact? Things are not as they seem, Christ said time and time again. And I think in regards to homosexuals, we really need to think, why are we persecuting, if we persecute at all? For we don't have a right. Is it because of Jesus? Or is it because of dogma? Birthed through Constantine and times before. I will love my enemy. Well, I would like to think that. I will love someone who's completely different to me. Whatever that difference is. But for all I believe and for all I've learned from Christ, to persecute someone on the basis of their gender or their sexuality, give me a break.